but when you look at the season as a whole, the growth and development of these players, you must be so proud.
That's the first thing I said. I said this loss doesn't diminish what you guys have accomplished this season, as players, as men, as a team. They really put on this year. The way they allow me to coach them, the way they adhere to our standard every single day. Absolute pleasure to coach. I'm hurt for them right now.
What's the biggest takeaway or lesson that you have from this season, personally, as a coach?
Resiliency when you're down, discipline when you're up. We showed that level of resiliency when we're down in games, and then being disciplined when you're up, right? Having the professional maturity to adjust as the game is being played, knowing when to go on runs, knowing when to bring it out. All habits that young teams have to go through. You got to go to grow, right? And those are some of the lessons that we learned this season. But super proud of this group. Couldn't ask for a better group to be able to coach.
Drew, what's next for you? Are you under contract for next year, or is that a conversation that's upcoming for you in the next week or so?
I'm concerned about our players right now.
Coach, someone who was consistently part of that process you talked about is Elijah Martin. And can you just talk about what it's been like coaching him and the growth that you've seen from him this season?
Absolute pleasure to coach. Absolute pleasure. My kind of guy, tough as nails, high-level competitor, and literally is willing to do anything to win. And I think when you have a guy that's that talented, with that level of competitive character, he's fun to coach. He's a pleasure to be around.
There were some moments where the offense was struggling a little bit, and Jarkel would pass up like a semi-open shot to go get something better near the rim. What did you like from him, from his aggressiveness on offense today?
That's who he is. Jarkel's been a scorer all his life. We've asked him to be more of a lead guard for us at times, and that's a challenge for him. But I thought he did an amazing job of doing it. He had to go back and forth from being a lead guard to a scoring guard. He defended at a high level all season for us, and he was consistent, and that's all you can ask for.
AJ Hoggard came off the bench there in the first quarter and injected all life and verve into the game. What did you see from him there, and also just generally his development throughout the season?
Just super talented. And I challenged him. I said, you got a lot in the tank. But I think that his level of commitment to his body and his professional habits, he's going to grow tremendously. And he's ready. I told him to take some rest, take a couple weeks, take care of his mind, get his mind and his spirit back, and then go hit it hard. But he's super talented, love him to death. He went from not playing, being in our stay-ready groups, to being a high-level competitor and contributor to our team.
Coach, you just were saying how proud you are of this team. Anything that from this team that has surprised you?
No, and because I see it every single day. It may be a surprise to the outside looking in, but when you're around this group every single day, you know the work they put in, you know the commitment that they have to each other. So the success that we had in the season, it wasn't a shock or surprise to me at all.
For yourself personally, how do you feel you've either learned something or grown throughout the season as a coach?
How much time you got? I know y'all probably got to get me out of here in a little bit. I think just a level of consistency. I think being true to who you are, despite the external noise. I think that's one. I think secondly is being a leader of men. That's a challenge. It's something that I love doing. And, we talk about the 4 C's: care, connection, character, and competition. And I think I've led with that since I've been here. Our guys have embraced it. And so being true to who you are in the toughest of moments, I think, is what I learned the most this season.
Is there a particular aspect of your team's play, obviously great defense, the ball movement on offense, and the assist rates? Is there anything in particular that you're looking to build off going forward?
A little bit of everything. I think we were a high-level defensive team this year. Offensively, we can still be better. We had our moments. We were top 6, I believe, pretty much all season. Statistically, offensively, but we can still be better. Our pace, our turnovers are kind of plagued us all season, despite being, having, 122 rating offensively. If we take care of the ball a little more, that skyrockets. So I think just ball security there, but we played with great pace. So I think, we just got to grow, mature, and be able to respond in those critical moments.
With the team being back in the playoffs for the first time in a few seasons, what can y'all take from that high-pressure, single-elimination environment toward next season?
You learn from it. Challenges and adversity is an opportunity to grow. You go, you watch the film, you feel this pain, and you grow from it.